In an era where global travel is more accessible than ever, the behavior of tourists abroad often becomes a reflection of their home country's culture and societal norms. But what happens when these behaviors clash with local customs and laws, leading to public altercations and viral social media moments? In today's video, we will delve into controversial cases involving Chinese tourists, especially older women, whose aggressive actions have caused a stir in public opinion in recent times. But before we begin, please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel, Facts About China. Thanks a lot for your support. A recent video recorded that at the Costco parking lot on Bridgeport Road in Richmond, the woman in red was seen complaining loudly, despite her age. The woman with the LV bag, already by the roadside, retorted, "You hit me first, sis." Other bystanders tried to mediate, but the argument persisted, with each accusing the other of initiating the altercation. Eventually, Costco security arrived and warned them, "Calm down. If this continues, we'll call the police." It was reported that the police ultimately stepped in to resolve the conflict. The video quickly went viral on social media and even made its way to Chinese platforms such as WeChat, where numerous people condemned the women for disgracing their country while overseas. 2 months ago, a YouTube channel called Master May recorded a video of 2 Chinese women fighting at Incheon Airport in South Korea while flying over America and China. The altercation was over a seating issue and startled other travelers who were initially resting. According to some witnesses, it was not uncommon for these women to fight wherever they went. Similarly, in June at a ceramics exhibition in Japan, 2 Chinese women got into a physical altercation over a limited edition plate, resulting in one of them sustaining a head injury. Police had to step in to resolve the dispute. Not only that, on September 14th, there was an altercation at Haneda Airport in Tokyo where 2 women got into a physical fight over cutting in line, confusing Japanese police officers due to the language barrier. A witness from China who saw the incident online described it as very humiliating and disgraceful. A Xia Hongshu vlogger shared an experience from an October 22nd flight from Madrid to Chongqing, where several elderly passengers occupied empty rows and refused to move. Despite repeated requests from flight attendants to relocate, the passengers either pretended not to understand or cited health reasons, leaving the staff at a loss. The vlogger expressed her frustration at witnessing this behavior for the first time and affirmed that it negatively affects how foreigners perceive Chinese people. She highlights it's bad enough back home, but bringing the shame overseas makes it worse. Another video blogger recounted an encounter with a Chinese woman in Mexico that left her shocked on several occasions within just 1 hour. The first incident occurred near a scenic area where they came across 2 gates blocking entry. Despite being informed that the area was off limits, the woman forcefully opened the first gate, causing it to break off its hinges. She then attempted to open the second gate, only leaving when she realized it wouldn't move. When asked to put the gate back, she claimed she didn't have the strength, despite clearly having enough to break it in the first place. The second situation unfolded when they noticed a small turtle in the middle of the road. She was taking photos and trying to guide it towards the bushes to protect it from passing pedestrians. However, another woman saw the turtle moving away and suddenly kicked it back into the middle of the road, saying, "If it goes in there, you can't get a picture." This unexpected action left her completely shocked. The third incident occurred on a local bus, where the person alighted, gave the driver some money, and despite the driver indicating it wasn't enough in Spanish, the person disregarded it, closed the door, and walked away, leaving the driver surprised and no choice but to let her go. The reputation of Chinese people globally has been negatively affected, in part, by the behavior of a particular subset. Despite having pensions or coming from rich backgrounds in China, some individuals continue to exhibit a sense of entitlement when traveling abroad. Following China's economic changes in the 1980s, substantial growth has elevated it to the position of the world's second-largest economy with increased international connections. As more Chinese people travel abroad for various reasons such as education, tourism, employment, or business, there has been a rise in incidents of improper conduct. Recent accounts suggest that Chinese tourists have been seen soaking their feet in the fountain at the Louvre, posing for pictures on Wall Street's Charging Bull, carving "I was here" on the Luxor Temple, and permitting children to urinate in public areas, including on flights returning to China. These occurrences contribute to a continuous flow of unfavorable publicity that causes widespread embarrassment. Some individuals have expressed sorrow over the fact that China, despite its extensive history, is now confronted with an unfavorable image overseas. Critics often highlight negative impressions left by some Chinese tourists, such as loud public conversations, poor queuing etiquette, and unhygienic habits like spitting or not flushing public toilets. There's also a tendency to aggressively seize goods and benefits. Disorderly behavior like cutting in line and poor hygiene practices, such as spitting in public and leaving restrooms unflushed, are frequently mentioned. Additionally, there's a tendency to grab everything in sight, from store sale items to parking spots and free giveaways. Consequently, some Chinese individuals try to conceal their nationality abroad, sometimes claiming to be Korean or posing as Taiwanese or Hong Kong residents. Uncivil behaviors by these Chinese women overseas, such as fighting or acting aggressively, have tarnished the image of Chinese people, reflecting similar behavior seen at home, including arguing, causing scenes, and even stealing. In another situation, on April 16th, a female passenger at Guiyang Airport in Guangxi refused to leave a plane, even after the next set of passengers had boarded. Despite numerous attempts to persuade her to exit, she remained lying across her seat and stated that anyone forcing her off the plane would be held accountable. Other passengers tried to convince her to leave, but she claimed to be unwell and unable to disembark. As a result of her actions, the next flight was delayed by 2 hours and 25 minutes. Another story will surprise you with the behavior of an elderly woman in the suburbs of China. An older woman shamelessly entered someone else's field and began picking peppers without permission from the field owner. When a girl confronted her, the woman claimed the field was her family's and dismissed the girl's objections. Despite being told the land was leased for 5,000 yuan per acre, the woman continued picking, ignoring the girl's pleas and even getting annoyed. Online commentators remarked on her brazen behavior, noting they had never seen someone so shamelessly proud of it. The behavior of the elderly woman in this story is a stark example of a blatant disregard for property rights and social norms. Her actions not only reflected a lack of respect for the hard work and investments of the field owner, but also caused a wave of outrage in the community. Several factors might explain why the woman behaved so treacherously. One possible reason is a cultural mindset rooted in past communal living conditions, where resources were often shared and personal ownership was less emphasized. Additionally, older generations in China may have experienced times of scarcity, leading to behaviors aimed at securing resources by any means necessary. This mindset, combined with a possible lack of awareness or disregard for modern property laws and social etiquette, could contribute to such brazen actions. A recent viral story from China has shocked many after a video surfaced on October 25th showing an incident in Nanchang. The video revealed that a 60-year-old cashier, hired by a supermarket owner for 3,500 yuan per month, had been stealing for over a year. Surveillance footage exposed that she had taken a lot of money over a period of 8 months, leaving the owner astonished. Ms. Wang, the store owner, stated that she has 2 shops, one for wholesale and the other for both wholesale and retail. She used to combine the accounts for both shops, but in late June she separated them and discovered some unusual discrepancies. Suspecting something was wrong, she reviewed the surveillance camera footage and was shocked by what she found. The more she watched, the more alarming it became. She observed that the employee was stealing multiple times a day, even when she briefly stepped away from the register. Ms. Wang estimated that the total amount stolen was likely between 200,000 to 300,000 yuan. Ms. Wang mentioned that she and her husband were typically too occupied with work and taking care of their child to closely supervise the cashier, so she employed an older woman to oversee the cash register. Initially, they assumed that the losses were a result of slow business, but upon reviewing the accounts and discovering inconsistencies, they turned to the surveillance footage and uncovered the thefts. At first, Ms. Wang reported the incident to the police. However, due to the woman's age and financial struggles, Ms. Wang chose not to pursue an arrest, simply aiming to recoup her losses. After pleading with Ms. Wang, the cashier returned 20,000 yuan, but later disappeared and turned off her phone. When Ms. Wang reached out to her son, he replied that he was busy and instructed her to handle the situation herself. On October 25th, Ms. Wang stated that the woman and her son had both blocked her on WeChat, and the woman's phone number seemed to be inactive. The local police have initiated an inquiry. Legal experts believe that the woman's behavior could be considered embezzlement. A commentator expressed skepticism, suggesting that the store owner must have been courageous to trust someone from the Cultural Revolution era. It is difficult to prevent embezzlement cases like this, and even minor shoplifting incidents can present challenges. In another situation, an elderly woman is captured yelling at the police, displaying a lack of control as she throws items from the shelves towards them. The situation started when the woman was caught on camera stealing from a grocery store. the store owner confronted her on the spot, demanding that she return the stolen items. Despite clear evidence on camera, she claimed that the goods were purchased from another store and denied any wrongdoing. She even accused the owner of disrespecting her dignity. Frustrated by her actions, the owner called her a thief, leading to a heated argument. Enraged by the accusation, the woman knocked over a display shelf, causing products to scatter on the floor. With no other choice, the store owner called the police. Even in the presence of officers, the woman continued her outbursts, behaving uncontrollably. Eventually, after multiple officers intervened, they were able to restrain her and escort her out. This woman was not the only one exhibiting such behavior. In another instance, she was apprehended for theft at the same store. When asked by the staff to settle the bill at the checkout, she declined, asserting that the items were bought from a different place. Despite undeniable video evidence of the theft, she declined to comply, using verbal insults against the employees and even engaging in physical altercations. Ultimately, the staff had no alternative but to contact the police. What's more, one shop owner referred to one of these women as a highly skilled thief because she was able to conceal a large amount of merchandise on her person. Intrigued by her methods, the police requested a depiction again of her theft. She began by placing 10 cans of Red Bull down her pants, a bottle of oil in one pant leg, 2 bottles of alcohol in the other, and 4 cans around her chest. Remarkably, everything was hidden so effectively that it was hardly noticeable. These cases have sparked a growing online discussion about why, despite China's economic growth, public behavior standards appear low. Some speculate that outdated traditions or the influence of the Chinese Communist Party might be to blame. Many believe that the Chinese Communist Party is fully responsible for the deterioration in public behavior. In the past, China was highly esteemed and attracted foreigners to learn about its vibrant culture during the Han, Tang, Song, and Ming dynasties. Even Chinese students who went to the US in the late Qing era quickly adapted to American society. However, this changed when the Chinese Communist Party took control. Chairman Mao's campaigns, especially the Cultural Revolution, eroded China's moral values, regressing society to a more primitive state. Subsequent leaders like Deng Xiaoping and Jiang Zemin promoted materialism, placing a strong emphasis on wealth. If Mao weakened China's moral foundation, Deng further diminished it. The focus on atheism by the Chinese Communist Party has resulted in a diminishing of spiritual faith. Years of teachings promoting atheism have caused many to disregard religious beliefs, and even though some may take part in religious rituals, they often lack genuine respect for believers and may even ridicule them as being naive. This Chinese Communist Party's emphasis on atheism has resulted in a decrease in religious faith, causing many Chinese to only superficially engage with major world religions such as Catholicism, Christianity, and Buddhism, and to view true believers with doubt and at times scorn. Analysts said many people in Chinese culture value the present with little belief in an afterlife. This self-centered outlook means that, for many, personal gain takes precedence, and intangible aspects like culture are overlooked. Some might argue that many Chinese people do pray at temples, but this usually occurs only when they are in trouble or need something. Prayers are generally for personal blessings, career success, or financial success, with minimal focus on repentance. After decades of this mindset, it has fostered a culture of self-interest and materialism, leading to the unique phenomenon of the big auntie figure. Wherever they go, they compete for resources, causing disturbances and often exhibiting disruptive behavior. Last but not least, according to some sources, after reports of inappropriate behavior by Chinese tourists abroad spread on social media, the Chinese government has taken some steps to calm public opinion, as well as efforts to restore their good image in the international arena. Accordingly, China has implemented a travel blacklist system where individuals who engage in disruptive behavior abroad can be banned from future international travel. In addition, the government has issued guidelines and handbooks for Chinese tourists, outlining acceptable behavior and providing tips on how to interact respectfully with locals. These guidelines are distributed through travel agencies and online platforms. In conclusion, the series of incidents involving Chinese tourists and elderly individuals abroad reflects deeper social and cultural challenges stemming from a combination of historical influences, evolving societal values, and complex economic shifts. While many Chinese citizens traveling abroad remain respectful and polite, the bad actions of a small but visible group can tarnish their image in the eyes of international friends. These situations highlight the potential effects of rapid economic growth and changing societal priorities, with some individuals displaying behaviors that contrast sharply with international norms. These cases have sparked online discussions, with some attributing the behavior to residual effects of the Cultural Revolution and the Chinese Communist Party's influence, which they argue has reshaped cultural values over decades. Such reflections may prompt introspection within communities and underscore the importance of fostering mutual respect, adaptability, and understanding in an increasingly interconnected world. We've reached the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found our content engaging, a thumbs up and sharing it with your loved ones would be much appreciated. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, Facts About China, and turn on the notification bell for updates on our latest videos. Your support is everything to us. Until next time, take care and goodbye.